family, I want to talk to you about something that sits at the very heart of democracy, the integrity of our elections, and more specifically, the manipulation of redistricting or gerrymandering for political gain. Before I go on my rant, please take a moment to like and subscribe. So today, I want to examine how President Donald Trump's recent rhetoric on this issue is not just inconsistent, it's actually corrupt by democratic standards. Let me explain. In any democracy worth its name, the process must be fair, and the rules must apply equally, regardless of who's in power. You don't get to change the game just because you don't like the scoreboard. But when leaders begin to manipulate the rules to preserve their own advantage, whether it's by suppressing voters, bending court rulings, or redrawing district maps to lock in power, what we're seeing is no longer just politics. It's corruption, plain and simple. Now, let's quickly define what we mean by redistricting and gerrymandering. Every 10 years, states redraw their congressional and legislative district boundaries based on new census data. This is supposed to reflect changes in population. However, politicians often use this process to draw districts in a way that favors their party, minimizing the impact of opposing voters. That's what we call gerrymandering. And while both parties have engaged in it over time, what concerns us today is how Donald Trump has approached this issue publicly and how dangerous that approach is. Donald Trump has openly stated that he wants to redraw the lines of 4 to 5 key states, especially Texas, to give Republicans more control. That's not subtle. He's not talking about making the maps more fair or reflecting population shifts. He's talking about consolidating power strategically. And when asked why he objects to California doing anything similar, mind you, a state that uses an independent redistricting commission designed to avoid partisan abuse, Trump simply says, "I expect that from California. They're corrupt." Let's pause there. He endorses gerrymandering when it benefits him, but condemns similar or even more ethical efforts in states led by Democrats. That's not just hypocritical. That's corrupt, because it reveals that he doesn't actually object to gerrymandering. He only objects when he's not the one benefiting from it. So what do we mean by corruption in this context? We're not just talking about money changing hands or breaking the law. In a democracy, corruption also means the abuse of public power for personal or political advantage, especially when it undermines public trust or distorts democratic outcomes. When a leader like Trump says we should redraw the lines in our favor and then condemns others for even touching the same process, that's a double standard. That's an attempt to rig the game while pretending to be the referee. This isn't a one-time thing. It's part of a broader pattern where Trump only accepts institutions and results when they benefit him. Courts are fair until they rule against him. Elections are legitimate until he loses. Redistricting is fine until Democrats do it. This selective legitimacy is not just undemocratic, it's toxic to a functioning republic. It teaches citizens that rules don't matter, only outcomes. That fairness is optional. That power, not process, is what counts. And once that idea takes hold, it's very hard to get it back. Now, why does this matter? Because if we allow elected officials, especially presidents with massive public platforms, to openly promote redistricting as a political weapon and call everyone else corrupt for doing the same, we are normalizing corruption. We are saying that fairness only applies when our side is losing, and that is the beginning of the end of democracy. So when Donald Trump supports gerrymandering in Texas and Florida while attacking redistricting in California as corrupt, he's not making a legal argument. He's making a self-serving one that says the rules don't matter unless they help me win. That's not leadership. That's not patriotism. That's corruption dressed up as politics. And it's our job, not just as voters, but as citizens, to call it what it is, hold power to account, and defend the integrity of the system before it becomes unrecognizable. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please click the like button, subscribe, share this video. Peace.